Hello, welcome to My Life on Paper. I am Brianna and I am so glad you are here. Welcome to Sketch Sunday where we all use the same sketch, and today's sketch is this one. And it's kind of a 5x7, so I went and I printed off with my Picture Mate 400. This picture, it was when we were out to dinner in Florida, would have been probably February. I mean, we went to the end of January, beginning of February. And I am using, this is a counterfeit kit um challenge kit but it's from last year, so it's nothing new. But I still have the kit, so I wanted to use this, and I'm very glad I did. I trimmed down this piece of paper. It had been torn, and so I think what I'm gonna do is to cut it in half once I get it where the torn piece is off. I will cut it in half, which I think is 2 inches by 2 inches, or 2 inches wide. And then I'm gonna use the front part and the back part. And at first I went through the papers and I decided this is a very light, there's a pattern to this, but it's very light. And so that's what I'm gonna use that for the background. The next thing I'm gonna do is pick out papers to not really matte the photo, but to be offset behind the photo. So this was something I had grabbed out of my stash for my last video. And so I have the rest of it here. And so I'm just gonna trim this down a little bit. And then I will trim down the butterfly paper for my other kind of matte offset piece. So last winter, when it was really cold in Wisconsin, we went to Florida for 3 weeks where my husband worked remotely, and it was, well, it was only chilly for the first couple days, and then it warmed up a little bit. But we went with a friend couple, and this was one of our nights out to dinner, and it was fun where uh there was like it was open. I think it was open air, and so you could see down into the pool next to the restaurant, and I thought it was a cool picture. So, and that was the only picture we got of that dinner, so I thought that was a good way to document that night. I am still trying to get my scrapbook room put all back together, so everything is not super handy. Here I had not replaced my ATG. I will later in the video, but so I'm using glue to adhere everything to each other, which works fine. I'm going to trim down that blue part just a little bit. I'm going to stray just a little bit from the sketch, which is probably a shocker since I do follow sketches quite closely. But there's two of these layers of paper going off to the right. And then on the left, you can see there is one of those strips of paper, but then there's a fishtail banner and there's a tag, and that other piece of paper doesn't come through, and I wanted it more symmetrical. So I made those two pieces come up both sides, and then I do trim them down so they're not going all the way across the page. And actually, you will see me at first make that fishtail banner for the left-hand side. I'm going to take a piece of paper that I had, I think it was in my last video that I had used a flower punch on. And I'm just going to trim that off and then make a fishtail banner out of it. And then I was going to use my glue, and I'll even put glue on it. And I was going to tuck it into the left-hand side. But I knew I was running out of time. I was going to have to put this aside and work on it later. And because I knew when I came back it was going to be totally stuck there, I didn't want to do that at the time. So I will pull it out. Here we are. And in the meantime, somehow it got placed, um, well, misplaced, and I don't have it for the layout, which works out just fine. I pull out some 49 Market ephemera. I don't really have I think I have a little bit of like maybe some stickers left, but I have to confess that my girlfriend came over, and so my uh, area, my room is upstairs, and there's no room to scrapbook in it right now because it is filled with stuff that is unorganized. So we are scrapbooking at the dining room table. So I brought some stuff down, and this collection was one of them. So therefore, I grabbed my 49 on Market, which was still up here in the craft room, to finish off the page, which works really well, honestly. I have this frame that I cut in half. That is just like it is on the sketch. I'm going to get some butterflies out. And so I tuck those in. Um, this like notebook punch piece of paper is going to go in instead of the fishtail banner, I think. And then we still have to worry about the tag, even though there's two pieces of paper there. I am looking for a banner. I'm looking for a title. I've got Smile, which I like. It's the right color and it sounds good. And then I find this tag. And so there's a lot of string action going on in that sketch. So I figure this is perfect because it's a tag with some string on it. I maybe should have turned it the other way, but whatever. There it is. Or maybe I do turn it the other way. Sure enough, I'm looking at the completed page and I do turn the tag the other way, but it moves around a little bit before it settles on its space. I didn't, it was, yeah, right there. And then the smile, I didn't, I'm trying to put it on the bottom somewhere where it says in the sketch, but I really like it up in this dark part of the photo. So my title will end up there. Then I use some Nuvo drops, and the color is Aqua Plains, which is translucent. I liked that, and um, when I don't have like as many embellishments and stuff, do look towards other things like Nuvo drops or enamel dots, and I knew my enamel dots were downstairs, so that wasn't going to work. I get a butterfly, maybe two moths on there. Along with the other one, I'm going to take my white shimmer. It's not shimmer spray, white linen spray, and that's going to complete the layout for me. So make sure you check down below, everybody that's playing along with Sketch Sunday. And until next time, may your memories always have a home on paper.